The chemical management system began here at Brookhaven in response to the hazard communication standard in the mid to late 80s of OSHA. Bob Petrusek, who was the head of CMS at the time, I asked him if he could look into doing RFID, and he found a local company here on Long Island that was up in the old Grumman site that was specialized in RFIDs. And we went up and we saw RFID, and of course we just loved the concept and we loved the way it was working. But in speaking to him afterwards, we found out it is not an easy thing to do RFID on chemical containers. We came in here into Building 480 and we practiced and learned how to do RFID really, really well before we invested money in upscaling it to everything. We found out a lot of things in that preliminary stage and got a lot for our $50,000, and the company came down and helped us pick out the right pieces of equipment, the right kind of tags.
The RFID system is a radio frequency identification. It's basically a little chip with an antenna built into a little, what we call a flag tag. It's a little 1x1 square.
You stick out like this, and that's not just because it's for a whim. It gets it away from, if this has a bottle of solid, but if this was a bottle of liquid and you put it on the front here, it would not be detected. So this is a B&L innovation that other laboratories have adopted a lot. It's known as the B&L flag tag.
This enables us to do things like find chemicals in a lab full of hundreds, if not thousands of chemicals. We can inventory an area within a matter of minutes if people want to make sure that their inventory is accurate and correct. And we can do simple transactions using these scanners while we're in the field a little bit more easily.
We've made a lot of progress as we've gone through the RFID program of cleaning out old legacy chemicals as well.
The transfer from optical to RFID took about 2.5 years.
Well, prior to RFID, we had optical barcodes, which is just a little barcode on each bottle. This was valuable because we could track each chemical in the laboratory, but to go in and to do an inventory, we would have to check every bottle by hand. Now with the RFID, we can just wave the scanner in front of the cabinet and collect all the information from each chemical.
We've been able to categorize their hazards, track them in a database. We're able to do transactions like deletions and transfers from owners, or if it's something that's been used, we're able to capture if it's been used. It's gained a lot of positive notoriety across the lab. Some of the scientists have gone ahead and purchased their own RFID scanners so that they can use this technology in their labs. If a scientist has hundreds of chemicals in their name, they can use our 6-digit unique RFID barcode number assigned to each of the chemicals that are on site, and they type it into the scanner, and within minutes, if not seconds, they can find this.
It's like a Geiger counter, so you can scan and pinpoint exactly where your chemical is, and so it's inherently safer to be able to do that.
In some rooms we have shelves upon shelves of chemicals. You can have the device, and with the push of the button, within less than a second, you know if the chemical is in this area or not. And it already shuts off these 10-15 minutes.
One of the things we had at RFID is we had this flag tag, and on the back side we just had a white field. And so we decided, hey, let's use the back of this tag to color code it.
Our color coding system works as the chemicals come into the warehouse. We apply the RFID barcode and place all the data into the database. And then we check the hazards of the chemical, and we place the primary hazard onto the RFID.
Basically, we assign specific colors to specific hazard groups. So for example, we made little red stickers for the flammable liquids, and we made yellow for the oxidizers.
Green is just hazardous, but it's okay. You can put certain chemicals together on the shelf.
Now somebody can instantaneously store their chemicals safely by color class.
The safe conduct of research principles is something that we take to heart in our directorate, and score principle number 1 is everyone is responsible for safe operations. The researchers now have the ability to look at their chemicals via the inventory. If they can't find something, they can use the RFID program. Leaders value the legacy that they leave, and investment in the RFID program really helps researchers and space managers and the technicians who work with the chemicals feel that we've identified the hazards that we're working with and have made a commitment to safety.
Well, I was very proud when we finished the site re-inventory and got every container into it. We're at the time, and I think we might still be, the first site in the DRA complex that can say all our containers are RFID'd.